Hello, my friends. In this video, you'll understand percent composition better than anyone in your chemistry class by first using delicious chocolate. And from there, we'll calculate percent composition in atoms and molecules, just like what you'll see on your exams. Oh, hey there. How's it going? Just having some chocolate here, my son Ming.
It's called, if you were wondering what they are, they're chocolate circles.
And I love chocolate. In this video, we're going to learn...
I love chocolate too, and do you guys love chocolate? I'm sure you do.
In this video, we're going to learn percent composition by eating chocolate and making chocolate squares. Delicious.
You mean circles?
Circles. So how do we make them?
Using 3 simple ingredients. The most important ingredient, chocolate chips.
Yeah.
Some peanut butter for the middle.
Yeah.
Don't forget our brown sugar.
Brown sugar as well. 3 ingredients. We'll learn percent composition and eat and make chocolate squares at the same time.
Well, we're just going to be the one to eat them.
Yeah, but you can make them as well, and then you can enjoy them just like us. First, we're going to add the peanut butter, and we're going to add about a half a cup, and I got a scale here that shows us exactly how much mass or how many grams of peanut butter that we're adding. So that's about half a cup. And the next ingredient is our brown sugar, a little bit of brown sugar. So we have 114 grams of peanut butter. So now we'll add our brown sugar. So 23 grams of brown sugar. And last is our chocolate chips, the most important part, the chocolate. And we have about a half a cup of peanut butter. And, oh, I gotta tare this first. So this has to be at 0. There we go. And do a little cup, 235. I love chocolate. I don't know about you. Let's add some more chocolate. I really love chocolate. Okay, so there's 369 grams of the chocolate chips. Here's our brown sugar. Here's our peanut butter. We're gonna add the brown sugar to the peanut butter. Okay, so we'll add our chocolate chips to a pot on the stove. So I'm just going to heat this up on low, put the chocolate chips in there, and it shouldn't take too long that it'll start melting on us. Okay, so now that that's melted, all right, and then we'll put a little bit of our peanut butter sugar mixture, and then we'll top it off with some chocolate. All right, close enough. And this one's for me. Ooh, nice and warm. So we'll take these and put them in the freezer for a couple hours until they harden. So here's our delicious chocolate bars after they turned out. And if you remember from the video, there was 114 grams of peanut butter, 23 grams of sugar, and 369 grams of the most delicious ingredient, chocolate. So total, there's 506 grams that made up all of the bars here. Now, we may ask the question, what's the percent composition of chocolate? Well, percent composition is percent by mass. So we take the total mass of the chocolate and divide it by the total mass of all of our bars here, 506 grams times 100%, gives us a percent composition of 72.9% of chocolate. So that's the percent composition of chocolate in these bars here. Now let's look at this a little bit closer, get closer to chemistry. There's 8 bars, right? I made 8 bars, and each bar had 2 layers of chocolate. So if we look at each layer, there was 23 grams of sugar split up amongst 8 bars. So the total amount of sugar was 2.9 grams. That was in this layer here, 2.9 grams of sugar in this middle layer. The middle layer also had peanut butter. There was 114 grams of peanut butter split up amongst 8 bars, which gave us about 14.2 grams of peanut butter in this middle layer here. And it's 369 grams of chocolate split up amongst 16 layers. 8 bars, and each bar had 2 layers, so that's 16 layers total. So each layer had approximately 23.1 grams of chocolate. So we can rewrite this bar as a formula, like a molecular formula, where there is 2 parts chocolate, so 2 layers of chocolate, C2. There's a layer of peanut butter and a layer of sugar. Now the peanut butter and sugar was all mixed together in one layer, but think of this as 2 parts chocolate, 1 part peanut butter, and 1 part sugar. Hope you get that. And the mass of the chocolate, peanut butter, and sugar for the layer was what we just calculated, 23.1 grams of the chocolate in each layer. The middle layer had 14.2 grams, and the middle layer also of peanut butter, and the middle layer also had 2.9 grams of sugar there. Now we can ask the same question, what's the percent composition of chocolate? Well, we calculate it the same way. We'll find out the mass of the chocolate in the bar. So there's 2 layers times 23.1 grams per layer. And that 2 times 23.1, that gives us how many grams of chocolate there are for every bar, divided by the mass of the bar. And the mass of the bar is, well, there's 2 chocolate layers, so 23.1 times 2, plus the peanut butter, plus the sugar, which gives us 63.3 grams per bar. And if we calculate this, punch it in the calculator, we get the same number, percent composition of chocolate of 72.3%. So our formula for percent composition is this here. X is how many elements there are. If we're talking about a chemical or a molecule, how many elements in that molecule times the molar mass of the element divided by the molar mass of the molecule times 100%. Let's look at ethanol as an example here. This is our molecule, C2H6O. This is the molecular formula. And we can ask, what's the percent composition of carbon? Well, we'll use that same equation. There's 2 carbons for every molecule. So there's 2 times the molar mass of carbon, 12.01 grams per mole. And I get the molar mass from the periodic table here. And I apologize if this is small to read. This is from ptable.com. You can get it online. But the molar mass, so carbon weighs 12.011 grams for every mole of carbon. And if we just round things off, 2 times 12.01 here. Divided by the molar mass of ethanol, C2H6O. So there's 2 carbons times the molar mass of carbon, plus 6 hydrogens times the molar mass of hydrogen from the periodic table. And then the same thing for oxygen, but there's just 1 oxygen here, times 100%. And if we punch that in, we get a percent composition of carbon of 52.13%. Okay, so we'll take this number, we'll put it on the top left, and now we'll ask the question, what's the percent composition of hydrogen? Going to use the exact same equation. There's 6 hydrogens times the molar mass of hydrogen, divided by, again, the molar mass of the molecule. This is the same molar mass as what we did before, times 100%, which gives us a percent composition of hydrogen of 13.15%. Okay, so we'll put that on the top left corner. And before we calculate oxygen, just look at these 2 numbers. Notice that the percent composition of hydrogen is significantly less than carbon. Even though there's more hydrogen atoms, the percent composition is lower because it's percent composition by mass. And hydrogen atoms are a lot lighter than carbon atoms. Okay, let's look at the oxygen. The percent composition of oxygen. To get that, we do the same thing. There's 1 oxygen times the molar mass of oxygen divided by the molar mass of the compound. Punch that in, that gives us a percent composition of oxygen of 34.72%. So we'll put that up on the left side. And since these are all the elements in the molecule, if we add this up, these are all of the elements, so it's 100% of the composition is made up of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. So if we add up the total percent composition, we should get 100%, and we do. Great, so this is our equation for percent composition. Percent comp equals the number of elements in the molecule times the molar mass of the element divided by the molar mass of the molecule times 100%. And we calculate it just like the same thing, the same way we did with our delicious peanut butter bars. The percent composition is the percent mass of each element that makes up a compound. So if you're not writing an exam, you can actually just type in percent composition calculator in Google, and there's lots of different ones. This is just the first one that pops up. So I click on that, and if we enter a chemical formula, see the one we just had, C2H6O, press submit. Voila, it does the math for us here. The percent composition of hydrogen is 13.1. All the same numbers as what we did by hand. If it's not an exam, this is kind of a shortcut to do it. There's a typo here, I noticed, but the numbers are solid. Okay, and here they are, our beautiful chocolate circles. Very delicious. And I hope you learned a lot about percent composition and have a yummy recipe. Let me know if this was delicious as it was for us. Right, Bing?
Uh-huh.
All right, thanks so much. See you in the next video. Cheers.
Cheers.